What up, Scare Squad? This is my review of F1, the movie. So let's get into it. F1, I saw it on opening week in IMAX, the way I think you should all be watching the movie. It was shot in IMAX, so you're gonna wanna watch it in IMAX, in my opinion. The way it was filmed and exported and just delivered, I don't know if it's just because I went to film school, but that is the way I'd want to watch it. You're just gonna get a better field of view, just better immersion. The sound design was meant for IMAX as well. So I will say that is one recommendation I will give. If you're gonna see the F1 movie, go watch it in IMAX. It's the way it was meant to be seen. And go watch it soon because all the new summer movies are about to come out in IMAX as well. I do think the F1 movie should have come out a little bit earlier in June, maybe Father's Day weekend, just to give it a little bit more time to breathe in IMAX. But that's besides the point. All right, F1 the movie, I loved it, personally. I was so hyped for it. I've been so excited for it to come out since when they were filming in the past, just being a fan of F1, just knowing it was in the works. I've just been super excited for when for it to get released. And it's finally here. So, first scenes, Daytona. I thought it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of like spectacle, which Daytona 24 kind of is. It's just a really well-loved race. Oops. I will say the sound design in the beginning, it was the opening credits, I'm pretty sure. But I just had a little nitpick on the music was too loud, and Hans Zimmer, hands down, amazing composer. Love that he's a part of the movie. But it is a motorsports movie, so I was a little let down by the lack of engine noises, tire sounds throughout that part. I do think it was the opening credits, so like I can be okay with it. It's a motorsports movie. Let's always hear the engine, always hear the tires. You know? But I thought it was great. Daytona was so much fun. A little crazy, a little bit of a spectacle for sure. We could nitpick the time of night with the fireworks. My only note on the Daytona race scene was the helicopter. It didn't need to be there. It pulled me out instantly once I saw the helicopter. It was way too close to track. It just didn't, there was no reason for it to be there. The fight for the race and the fireworks and the sparks flying, that was enough for me. I do not know this track that well. I'm learning it. So the Daytona was fun. And you're just gonna, it was expected. It was fun. It was cool seeing him in that realm of sports car racing, and then to see his interest with the Baja 1000 at the beginning. I was wondering how they were gonna get him into F1. It made no sense to me, but seeing how he was an overall racer, and then the slight later reveal of his past F1 career, I was okay with it in the end. It was a bit of a stretch for how he would get into F1. He even made the comment how there are the feeder series F2, F3 drivers that should take his place. But I accepted it. Sure, he was a little old for the role. I did think he was going to be a little bit closer to Fernando's age than old man racer Sonny Hayes. But, I mean, they showed all the old race footage. It made sense. It played well enough. Would it have been my choice? Maybe not. But I completely understand, and it was fine. It didn't, hurt the movie in any way, in my opinion. I did like the fact that he was an overall racer. He just wanted to race. Granted, F1 is such a level of motorsport you can't just, walk into unless you maybe a Lance Stroll. I'm choking. But yeah, so it was fine. I accepted it. That was really, truly, I think, the only way that they could have played that off. Ooh, scrubbing. And then with all of that, I did really appreciate in the F1 movie how much they use, race footage or previous race moments and just, bring that into the movie. The movie itself felt very respectful of F1 and the history as much as it could be. It's still a Hollywood production. It's still a movie. It's still gonna have its spectacle. But the fact they used old races, old moments, they were there with the teams at different races. even even though it was a bit of an older grid, and if you wanted to nitpick continuity on team liveries, sure, but like, stop nitpicking and just enjoy. I love the fact that they were there with the real teams, the real drivers. It just felt so much more real instead of it just being a full Hollywood production, Hollywood teams, Hollywood everything. The fact that they were at the races with, like, say, team principals, and just even though F1 media, Will Buxton, even though he's moved to IndyCar this year, I just absolutely loved seeing Will Buxton there. I really appreciated that a lot, and I felt like it really just was a lot more believable compared to, say, if it was just a full Hollywood everything. I loved that part about it all. Just a little note that was kind of weird. Not seeing any quali. So when Sonny Hayes comes to test for the team, test to see if he is going to be their driver. They're halfway through the season, and he's at Silverstone testing. If you know F1, you know how little that doesn't make sense. It's Hollywood. So, like, throw that out the window. If you just want to be a nitpicker, a hater, sure, whatever. Get out of here. Let's enjoy and appreciate just a really, honestly, I think a really good motorsport movie in general. So, it was strange. Sonny Hayes just coming in, getting into the testing halfway through season. I did love that they showed tire degradation, and they were at Silverstone testing, where I am practicing. I do not drive here ever. So it was really cool to see the tire deg when he hit the corner, when he spun out, just to see how much that hurts your tires. If you're not into motorsports, you don't really know, you're not going to understand how important tires are, and I do think they kind of helped teach as much as they could in the time they had. I think they did teach a non-fan of the sport how to, like, appreciate and really understand what's going on. My ghost is distracting me. Let's turn that off. But, so when Sonny comes onto the team and it's his first race, it tripped me out. They didn't show any quali, any practice, nothing. Every single race weekend in the movie was just the race, which honestly I'd be okay with if they showed the first round, at least of quali. Qualifying is such a huge part of F1, and for it to only show the race moments, it just felt odd. It felt odd. I would have at least loved to see the first round of qualifying for Sonny Hayes on his first race within F1. I think that would have been a little exciting and then led into the race. My other note with the races itself, it was really fun. They had really great coverage of cars and the onboards and the racing. A little bit too much hand movement on Brad Pitt's part, Sonny Hayes. I don't know if I just personally have been working on not oversteering and just trying to have small hand movements while guiding your car. It hooked me out a little bit. It just looked like wild hands often, to the point where it was covering his face in a lot of shots, where I didn't really think he was ever turning that hard for his hands to be there. That's my little nitpicks, as well as my main one, which is very lame, to be honest. They didn't show enough marshals to me. Marshals are a huge part of the race, and yellow flags, white flags, the green flag that goes behind the grid before the lights go up, you know? I've always wanted to be a marshal. I think it'd be really cool. I've always wanted to be the one that does the green flag behind the grid right before the race begins. So I was looking for those moments. During a few races, I didn't know if they were on last lap or not. It would have been cool to see a white flag, in my opinion. Oh, this is turn one. There was no flags besides maybe a checkered. I don't remember seeing any. No yellow flags through crashes, no red flags. So that part was a little odd, just because it's such a huge part of motorsports, are the marshals who are there to help with safety and just to help run the race. It's not just the teams or the driver. Like, they are a part of the whole race weekend, the whole experience. And let's sure there was marshals there picking up car pieces when Sonny Hayes is just breaking everything that he can, almost. But I just would have liked to see, like, a little bit more trackside shots. because the races themselves were awesome. They just felt a little redundant with what we were seeing. We saw lights, we see them go out, we see them start, we see Sunny fighting on the grid. Great. I just wanted a little bit more. And maybe like crowd participation, and I get it kind of could have been very hard to do since they were filming a lot of it at the official races. Or if they weren't at an official race, how are they going to really get all of that to play well? But that was just my nitpick. I would have liked to see more marshal involvement, more flags throughout the races. I will give them props for saving one shot for the perfect moment in the movie. That the payoff was so good. When Sunny Hayes is on track and it all goes silent. It's just the car and the track, and it's just the shot on the nose of the car, just free track in front, hitting every apex. It was just still, and he was flying. That part was beautiful, and the fact they saved that shot and only used that shot in that moment was really well done, and it really led to a very like impactful part of the movie. Because I was feeling a little bit like, okay, I've seen this shot before, I've seen this shot before, I've seen this shot before. It was the last race, so to just get that breathing moment, just that pause almost, even though it wasn't a pause at all, that was brilliant. That was beautiful. I fully respected that choice in editing and that saving that shot for that one and only moment. I do have some notes. Everyone I've been seeing everywhere. I'd love to talk about the ladies in the F1 movie. So, Bernadette. Let's start with Bernadette. JP's mom. She killed it. I thought she did very well. I wouldn't have changed anything about Bernadette, to be fair. So Kate and Jody, the technical director and the pit crew mechanic, tire changer. I don't really know her full role in that movie, Jody's role. Kate I enjoyed immensely. I thought she did her role perfectly. I love the fact that she was the technical director with the team, her backstory of coming from aerospace, leaving that company behind because she wanted to prove like her greatness. She wanted to win for herself type of thing and see what she could do. I thought she was doing great. I've seen a lot of comments, why couldn't she get the car to be in a better position before Sunny Hayes got there? And honestly, they showed in the beginning her talking to Joshua Pierce, asking for information on certain corners, and he wasn't giving it to her. So she was trying her best with the information she had. She wasn't on track. She said that. She needed that information that she wasn't getting before. So I've seen comments here and there that why was Sunny that told her how to do it well. I don't think that's not how I took it. He was giving her the information she's been asking for. And sure, he might have helped with the combat thought, but she just needed more info. So I don't think Sunny was the reason why she became successful at all. He was just a helpful tool to aid her in her success for what she did and she created with that adjustment to the car. Oh, I'm sort of starting to remember this track a bit more. Besides that, Kate's romance with Sunny, I didn't mind it. Everyone is so upset about the romance between Kate and Sunny Hayes, and I think they need to just get over it. She wanted to get fucked. She got it. She got what she wanted. She never lessened herself to be in that relationship with Sunny. She always knew who he was and what she was getting out of it. She never followed him to Baja 1000 afterwards. No, she wanted to get some, and she did. And I think that's fine. She even told team owner, I forgot his name. She even told team owner, leave me alone. I'm doing me. And honestly, I love that. I think if Sunny Hayes is a single, attractive man, they're the same age. She's single, technical director, come on. It's a movie. A romance is gonna happen. Get over it. She wasn't falling all over him or, like I said, followed him in the future. No, she let him go. She didn't care. She's doing her thing afterwards. He's doing his thing afterwards. Strong, independent people, just let them live, let them have a moment, let them have some fun. That was so fine to me. I don't know why everyone's so upset about that. I'm upset. You know what I'm upset about? That just made me also lose that last corner. I'm upset about the pit crew mechanic, the tire changer. Jodie, she was terrible. The actress was great, don't get me wrong. Actress did a great job with it. The director's choice on her was terrible, in my opinion. I don't know why people aren't talking about this more than the Kate-Sunny relationship. As a female myself, I think it's cool to have females in that role. Technical director, there is one on the pit crew. I thought that was very cool. If you know Brianna Daniels, she's a African-American woman, NASCAR pit crew member. I believe she was the first, and she is amazing. She is so cool. She's a strong, powerful person that can, like, do it. F1 is, like, regarded as, like, the top. So, in my opinion, the pit crew is the top. We've seen races in the past before where they've had a slow tire change and everyone has said, "Ooh, that guy's getting fired." So to be in halfway through your season and to have the lack of confidence that Jodie presented. I tried to not know much about the movie going into it. I knew there was going to be a romance. I thought it was going to be with Jodie, not Kate. So maybe that's why I'm more accepting of the Kate romance with Sunny later. Because in the beginning, I thought Jodie had a crush on Joshua Pierce. I couldn't figure it out with her. And it just didn't make sense. Like, she was so timid, so weak, so scared of her role that wouldn't happen. You wouldn't be in that spot, the one on the grid, changing the tire. You wouldn't be there. So that was just so unbelievable to me. It pulled me out of it. For her lack of experience, lack of confidence, I would have made her a strong, powerful woman in that role. And they can make mistakes. Don't get me wrong. Anyone can make mistakes. She could have still made that mistake during the tire change, the pit through the race. And that would have been fine if she was a strong woman doing it and then still made that mistake. Because her being timid, her being weak, her being scared, like, of course that's gonna happen. So then after the race, when Sunny sticks up for her, made sense. He should stick up for her. She is a scared little chicken of a pit mechanic. So I thought that made sense. So Sunny Hayes is taking an ice bath later on that same day. She comes in to tell him, "Hey, don't do that again. It makes it look like I need your help." Quote. It's a quote. "It makes it look like I need your help." I wanted, like, facepalm moment. It looked like you needed his help. You weren't I just had issues with Jodie, how she was directed, how she was as a character, because the lines then didn't match. She looked like she needed his help, and she looked like she needed someone to stand up for her because she had no confidence in her skills. She could have still had a journey. I know a lot of people are saying her journey kind of matched Sunny Hayes' journey, but it was just so unbelievable that somebody that uncertain, that mistake prone, would be in that role in F1. So that was the part I disliked the most, completely the most out of the movie, was Jodie's character. Because I really just don't think it should have been a very strong woman, powerful, strong woman that can still make mistakes, that's still out of her element because she is a male-dominated space. That would all make sense if she was meant to be there, and Jodie didn't feel like she was meant to be there I don't think so. The movie focused on a huge theme of, like, superstition and luck. That was just, maybe not a theme, but that played a huge role throughout the movie. I was a little confused by the whole lucky sock moment. I don't feel like they explained it well. It felt like a lot of inferences to socks. I don't really get it. I thought it was cool. Sure, they go running as a team. I don't know if they switched socks. They just wore mismatching socks. I don't know where these socks were from. There's like a weird sock thing going on that I just was like, didn't really need to be there, or should have just been explained a little bit more. I don't think I missed it. I never left. But I just don't understand why Kate's wearing mismatched socks for good luck. Were they Sunnies? I don't know. Because I'm pretty sure he was wearing those socks at like one of the first races earlier, the yellow and I don't know. The socks made no sense. During the movie, I also got a little confused. So at the end, Sunny wins. So he's up on podium. And I forgot, to be fair, I did forget. I saw him not want to touch the trophy and he wanted to hand it over to team owner, which was like all kind of strange. They get their own trophy anyways. Typically, like that team won P1, like they're gonna get the P1 trophy and the team trophy. So it's a little strange. Sunny didn't want to touch it and he's like, give it to him, give it to him. I forgot how superstitious Sunny was. I don't know if like they maybe could have like showed his superstition a little bit more often, not just his whole card stuff, but more than just the cards, because he was very superstitious. I forgot he didn't touch the trophies, so that made no sense to me because I thought he just wanted his friend to have it. I'm like, he's gonna get his own. I remembered afterwards, it's like, oh yeah, he's superstitious, he will not touch the trophy, that is why that happened then. I just felt like there was kind of too much of a gap to remember his superstitions to then see that part, because also George made a weird face. George is in the middle of them and George made a face, and I think his face was thinking the same thing I was thinking. Why are you giving him the trophy? He's gonna get his own. That's weird. At least I was projecting that onto George. It wasn't until a little bit later I remembered his trophy superstition and how he wouldn't touch him. He wouldn't touch the Daytona trophy after winning. So in the moment I thought it was weird, but then I understood afterwards and I'm like, oh, okay, I actually like that. I do respect that. He did look at his card when he was driving to the Baja 1000. JP asked why you never look at your cards. To be honest, I was like, huh? I thought he did look at them eventually. It never really was like it should show him taking it out of his pocket maybe and putting it back into the deck of cards. I never knew he didn't look. So then when he did end up looking, going to Baja 1000, it was kind of like the close of his F1 chapter. It didn't play as much for me because I just assumed, I didn't know he didn't look. So the fact that he finally looked, it just didn't have the right payoff for me. But I thought it was really cool to then see him going to Baja 1000 after. He's still doing all of his world of motorsports, which I thought was really dope. Like, you never know, maybe we'll see Sunny Hayes in like Swedish Rally, or I thought it was fun, and I would love to see a sequel. I'd like to see more. We can carry on this Sunny journey. Even though I absolutely love that it was around F1, it was so much fun. I've been into F1 for almost 10 years now. Not really, but almost 10 years now. So it's been really cool to see like a fresh movie in this realm. I know we had, like, Lewis was a producer, which was really fun. It did feel kind of like a little Mercedes movie to an extent. The Roscoe, I loved Roscoe's little moment, 10 out of 10. So fun seeing him trotting around the paddock. I, overall, loved the movie. I'm just really happy with it. I would literally go see it again if I could. And just overall, I'm pleased with it. I'm excited if there's more, and if it gets more people into F1 and can appreciate it, or just down to see it. I'm always down for more people to get to experience it, especially Americans. Like, it is not easy to follow F1 or get into F1, or the time difference can really be a hindrance. So just to get a really cool F1 movie like this, to be able to share it with, say, friends or family who don't really know the sport, I love. So I would definitely recommend you all go see the F1 movie, and if you can go see it in IMAX, that is the way it is meant to be watched. Still getting a little used to Silverstone myself, not hitting it like Sunny Hayes, but maybe one day I'll get to his level.
We're out of fuel.
I'm out of fuel.